So today we're going to discuss about the disinfection methods. Okay. So in previous lecture we discussed about the different we discussed about the disinfection. What is the basic definition of disinfection, and what are the different qualities or characteristics of a disinfectant. Okay. And why chlorine is one of the best method for disinfection. Okay, so that we discussed in previous chapter. Okay, so today we're going to discuss about the different methods of disinfection. Okay, so disinfection, the basic idea of disinfection is nothing but the killing of pathogenic bacteria, okay, by using disinfectant. Okay, so disinfectant, it is nothing but the chemical or the material which is used for the disinfection process, or the material which is used to disinfect the water, that is called as disinfectant. Okay, so this is the basic definition of disinfection. What that is, what the process of killing of harmful bacteria. Okay, so and the material which is used to disinfect the water, it is called as disinfectant. Okay, the basic qualities of disinfectant that we already discussed. So the dose of the disinfectant should be give the protection against the contamination of water. Okay, during the convenience of water. Next, it must be effective to kill all harmful bacteria to make water safe for the consumption. Next, it should be harmless. The disinfectant shouldn't be harmless. It should be economical and should be easily available. Next, its nature should be such that its strength can be easily determined. Okay, so how much amount of disinfectant that available in that water, okay, at particular location or particular time, that can be easily determined. Okay, so that's why the nature should be such that the strength can be easily determined. Next, the disinfectant should not to have skill labor. It is used should not need to have a skill labor. Okay, that means it can be easily applicable. So skill labor should not be required for the application of for the application of disinfectant. Okay, so suppose it involve the skill labors, so that increase the cost of the disinfection of water. So it should be avoid, or its use should not need to have a skilled labor. Okay, and it should work at a normal temperature, and it should take a reasonable time for the disinfection of water. So these are the various basic qualities that required in a disinfectant. Okay, and now the next that is what the methods of disinfection. Okay, so there are the various methods of disinfection which is used for the disinfection of water, such as the boiling of water, then excess lime treatment, then iodine and bromine treatment, then ozone treatment, potassium permanganate treatment, then silver treatment, and then ultraviolet treatment. Okay, so these are the different treatment methods which are used. Okay, but out of these methods, the most acceptable method for the disinfection is the chlorination. Okay, because this chlorination process, which having the various advantages. Okay, the first thing is what, it is very easy to apply. This chlorine is very easy to apply due to its high solubility. Second thing, the chlorine is available in all form, that is in gas form, in liquid form, in solid form, solid powder form. Okay, third thing, it stops all the metabolic activities. Okay, and why? Because it is very toxic to most of the organism, so it stops all the metabolic activities. Next, the solution left after the chemical reaction is harmless and still useful to provide in the water distribution system. That means it prevents the contamination of water in water distribution system. Okay, so that's why the results remain for a longer time. Okay, so the result of the chlorination process is remains for a longer time. And the important thing, this system is cheap and very reliable, and that's why this method, chlorination method, it is one of the best method for the disinfection process. Okay, the one thing is that the correct dose of the chlorine, that is one of the major thing. Okay, so how much dose is required for the disinfection of that water, that is one of the important thing. Suppose if you are going to add the less dose, and that it will fail to disinfect the water. And suppose if you add the excess amount of chlorine, it may be changed the color and it may be changed the taste and odor. Okay, so that's why the important thing is that the correct dose is very important to avoid to change the quality of water. So this is what why the chlorination is one of the best method for the disinfection process. Okay. So now what are the other different methods of disinfection? So one of the method, it is called as boiling. Okay. So boiling, it is a method where the bacteria present in water can be destroyed by boiling it for a longer time. Okay. However, it is not practically possible to boil huge amount of water. Okay. So if you are thinking about the public water supply, so पूर्ण एवढ्या पब्लिक वॉटर सप्लाय साठी वॉटर बॉईल करणे दिस इज नॉट पॉसिबल. ओके, बिकॉज ह्यूज अमाउंट ऑफ वॉटर इज रिक्वायर्ड and not practically possible to boil that huge amount of water. Okay, so for public water supply, this method is not suitable or not possible to boil that huge amount of public water supply. Okay, so yeah, second thing is that moreover it cannot take care of the future possible contamination. Okay, so that is the one thing. Suppose if you boil the water, you can kill the bacteria at that time, but after supply of water in the distribution system, there may be the chances of future possible contamination. Okay, so that is, it cannot take care of the future possible contamination. Okay, so that very important thing is it not applicable for the public water supply system. Okay, but do you know, during the waterborne diseases, in the rainy season mostly, public is advised to drink the water only after the boiling. Okay, that means in their own houses. That's why to kill the bacteria. Okay, so ज्यावेळी आपण water boil करतोय त्यावेळी काय आहे, जे bacteria आहेत ते bacteria kill होतात and that will prevent the waterborne diseases. So during the waterborne diseases, publics are advised to drink the water after the boil in their own houses. So this is what the first method of boiling of water. So we can boil the water at our own house, we can use that water for the drinking purpose. Okay, and we can prevent the waterborne diseases. So boiling, it is one of the method which can be used at our own house, but it is not practically possible to boil a huge amount of water in case of public water supply system. Second thing, that is the treatment with excess lime. Okay, so all you know, the mostly the lime is used for the removal of hardness of water. Okay, that is in case of water softening process. Water softening, it is nothing but the process of removal of excessive hardness from the water. Okay, water मध्ये जो hardness आहे, carbonates, bicarbonates of calcium and magnesium, that going to be removed by using the lime. Okay, so also coagulant मध्ये आपण lime add करतोय. Okay, so the lime which is used in a water treatment plant for water softening for removal of hardness. But suppose if the excess lime is added to the water, it can in addition kill the bacteria also. Okay. When we are going to add excess lime, that going to be change the pH. That is pH value going to be rises up to 9.5 up to 10. Okay. And that alkaline pH, that going to be harmful to the bacteria and that kill the bacteria. Okay. So that's why excess lime, if you are going to add, okay, that going to be killed up to 99% of the bacteria. Okay, but that required the excessive dose of 14 to 43 ppm of excessive lime dose that required for that particular treatment. Okay, so the lime when added rises the pH value of drinking pH value of water, making it extremely alkaline. This extreme alkalinity has been found detrimental to the survival of bacteria. These methods needs to remove of the excess lime from the water before it can be supplied to the general public system. Okay, so suppose आपण excessive lime जर add केला, okay, excess lime जर आपण add केलं त्याच्यामध्ये, okay, excess lime means what? खूप जास्त क्वांटिटी मध्ये लाईम ऍड करणे, दॅट इज कॉल्ड एज एक्सेसिव्ह लाईम और एक्सेस लाईम. लाईमची जी क्वांटिटी आहे ती जास्त प्रमाणात ऍड करणे. ओके, सो दॅट गोइंग टू बी चेंज द पीएच. ओके, सो सपोज जर आपण मॅक्सिमम किंवा एक्सेस अमाउंट मध्ये जर आपण लाईम ऍड केलं, सो दॅट्स वाय व्हॉट हॅपन, दॅट गोइंग टू बी चेंज द कलर ऑफ वॉटर. ओके, अँड that process we required the again second process, that is called as recarbonation. Okay, so this method needs the removal of excess lime from the water before it can be supplied to the public water. Okay, so general public साठी जर तुम्ही water supply करणार असाल तर after excess lime treatment you have to need it is need to remove that excessive lime from the water. Okay, and this process excessive lime process which required the second treatment process, that is called as recarbonation. for removal of this excessive lime. Okay, so after the disinfection, so this recarbonation, it is a process where the excessive lime is removed from the process. Okay, so recarbonation plant असो त्या ठिकाणी आपण compressed CO2 आपण pass करतो, असो lime bed also they are going to use here, and due to that, due to passing of compressed CO2 and due to passing over the bed of the limestone, that going to remove the excessive lime, excess lime from that water. Okay, so that process is called as recarbonation. Okay, so that recarbonation, which is which increase the cost of the treatment. Okay, so obviously आपण सुरुवातीला excess lime treatment करतोय आणि excess lime आपण remove करण्यासाठी आपल्याला आणखीन मेथड यूज करायला लागते, that is called as recarbonation. So that going to be also increase the cost of the treatment. Okay, so mostly this method is not used nowadays. Okay, so this, it was used in olden days, but now it is not used, as chlorine is mostly advanced method which is used for the water disinfection. Okay, so that is what the recarbonation, which is method which used for the removal of excess lime from that water. Okay, the next treatment method, that is called as ozonation. Okay, so ozonation method, it is nothing but the treatment with ozone. That means we are going to use ozone for the disinfectant of water. Okay, so what happened here? The ozone readily breaks down into the normal oxygen. Okay, that means suppose when a high tension electric current is allowed to pass through the stream of air, okay, having oxygen, okay, in a closed chamber, then this oxygen is converted into the ozone. Okay, हे O2 जो आहे, oxygen जो आहे, trivalent oxygen जो आहे, thrice O2, that oxygen is going to be converted into O3, twice O3, that is O3, it is nothing but ozone. O2 oxygen, O3 ozone. So thrice of oxygen O2 is converted into twice of oxygen O3 ozone. Okay, so ज्यावेळी आपण high tension electric current is allowed to pass through the stream of air, that oxygen is converted into the triatomic molecule of oxygen, and that is called as ozone. Okay, so in this, the third atom is very loosely bound, and so O3 ozone जो आहे, it gets easily separated. Again O3 जो आहे तो automatically separate होतोय O2 plus O. So O2, it is oxygen, and O, single oxygen atom, that is called as O, that is called as nascent oxygen. Okay, and this O, nascent oxygen, is very powerful to kill the bacteria, and the oxygen also help to remove the organic matter. Okay, so that is why this nascent oxygen O is very toxic to the bacteria, and which oxygen is also going to be oxidized organic matter. Okay, so this remove the organic matter as well as the bacteria from the water. Okay, so about 2 to 3 ppm of ozone is generally consumed so as to obtain a residual ozone of 0.10 ppm after the contact period of about 10 minutes. Okay, so this process, ozonation process, okay, this a good method to treat the water to remove the organic matter, but it is a costly and complicated method, and it is useful for the small water pumps. Okay, so one important thing is that this is a very costly method. So this ozonation process having various advantages and various disadvantages. So what are the advantages and disadvantages of disinfection? So first thing is ozone is being unstable and nothing remains in water by the time it reaches to the distribution system. Okay, so ozone आपण जो produce करतो, so that is unstable and it is going to be separate oxygen and O. Okay, so that is when the water reaches to the distribution system, that going to be unstable and separated. Ozone removes the color, taste and odor from that water. Okay, by removing the bacteria from it. Okay? It remove bacteria as well as is going to be remove the color from that water. It's going to reduce the odor from that water. Also, that going to be change the taste of the water. Okay, and the ozonized water become tasty and pleasant like the chlorinated water. Okay, so these are the some of the advantages of the ozonation process. So this ozonation process having some limitations. Okay, so first, as we know, that this process, ozonation process, is a very costly process. Okay, and much costlier than chlorination. Chlorination, it is very cheaper method, but ozonation, it is very costly method. And second thing, ozone needs electricity for the manufacturing. Okay, so ozone is not readily available. We need to convert oxygen into the ozone. Okay, so that needs high electricity. Okay, so ozone needs electricity for the manufacture, that going to be costly. Okay, so no residual can be maintained because it's a highly unstable. Okay, so future contamination may be possible. Okay, ozonation आपण या ठिकाणी करतोय, but when we are going to supply the water to the distribution system, so as ozone is highly unstable, so there is no any residue present in water, so it may be the fear possible of future contamination. Okay, and these are the some of the various limitations and disadvantages of the ozonation process. Okay? So the important thing is that it remove the color, odor, and organic matter of that water, but it is a very costly and complicated method.